Alhamdulillah wahdah wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'dah amma ba'd. So we welcome you all, and the plan was to just have a quick overview of Al-Fadl projects that have been going on for the last 5 years or so roughly, and there's been some new projects coming up, so it's worth just having a bit of update on that and then see where we go from here inshallah ta'ala. So I would hand over to Hafiz to go through the presentation inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khair.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, we'll inshallah have a bit of kind of recap, a bit of background about Al-Fazl, what active projects are going on at the moment, and a bit of introduction about some of the new projects, inshallah. So just to kind of give an overview in terms of the way Al-Fazl projects are set up, is that, as you know, we've all got brothers in the community who all have the intention of getting the house of their own, and have got set aside some money in order to do so. So we kind of providing a platform, a collective community effort to help out those individuals to purchase the property of their own. And it provides not only a property for them, also that for the other individuals who've got some money in their savings, which they are not earning any income at all, because it's kind of interest-based transaction in the bank. So they're not kind of getting any value out of them, for them to give them an opportunity to help out the brothers and also earn some halal income from there. So the way the project is structured is that we collectively help out brothers who have set aside some money for them and are purchasing the property. So we've stipulated a minimum of 25%. So they kind of contributed 25% or more for the property. Al-Fazl, as a group of shareholders, they contribute the rest. And collectively we purchase the property, and then the property is put on kind of rent. So we find out what the market rent is, and that brother gives the rent for the portion of the property which they do not own, which is owned by Al-Fazl effectively. So the brothers get some rental income over a period of time. We do some periodic assessment for the rent as well as the market valuation, in case the brothers would like to kind of get out of the investment and get somebody might have an emergency, they want the money back, so they can do that. And for that, we've got some market valuations as well to assess what the property's value is at certain periods of time. So that's kind of very high level overall model. There's some other presentations we've got in case somebody's interested to get to know more about the details and intricacies, how things are set up. Currently, alhamdulillah, we've got 4 active projects going on. Actually, not one of them. So we started off with Al-Fazl 1 back in November 2021. Alhamdulillah, this was completed just start of this year. So January 2026, alhamdulillah, that project has been completed. That was initial investment split of 70-30. So 70% was contributed by the brother and 30% was the investment of Al-Fadl in that particular case. Overall, for that project, obviously, alhamdulillah, because it's completed, we've got exact figures of how much profit has been distributed, and over a 4-year period, what was the final appreciation of the capital value of the property as well. So alhamdulillah, these figures are just kind of percentage in terms of gross, but in terms of kind of layman figures, if somebody who's contributed 6,500 back in November 2021, they have received around just under 8,000 in total at the end of their investment. So around 1,400 pounds in terms of value of their rental as well as the capital appreciation towards the end. So that's the project which has been completed. The other 3 active projects we have is Al-Fazl 2, which is a property in Redbridge that was purchased in January 2023. And these 2 are kind of our old projects which have been going on for a while. That's currently a 4.76 gross percentage for rental return on investment. Obviously, the return on capital is not there because it's active project at the moment. Yeah. And then recently, end of last year, we've got Al Fadl 4 and Al Fadl 5. Those two projects are currently, we've just been having the first payments for them from March onwards, because they were kind of done in the last quarter. So we do payments in the quarters. There were no kind of complete quarter. So we're just still doing some paperwork, and shareholders have all been confirmed, but the profit distribution for the first quarter of 2026, as well as few months in 2025, that will be done in March. But those are the figures for their rental investment returns. So going forward, now we've got another few projects that we'll be introducing. First of all, so the names, just one of the things is obviously we're kind of going in sequence in terms of the names. The actual company names might be different because we need to kind of keep things separately. So that's just some placeholders that we have from the project perspective. So, okay, I've got the right wrong. So it's Al Fadl 6, yeah, the typo at top. So Al Fadl 6 property, that's a property in Redbridge on Eastern Avenue. I think it's 716 or something like that on Eastern Avenue. It's a 4-bedroom property. It was up on market around 550,000. I think we've got the sale agreed on 530 for that. So just some financials around it. So agreed purchase price has been 530. In terms of including the stamp duty, the other fee, and some estimated repairs, we expect the total to be around 580 to 590. Just gonna put the higher figures in there just in case we'll know more once we get the survey results and actual things. Then we'll probably be a bit slightly lower, but let's go with that figure at the moment. So it's 590. We expect the total investment for that. The brother who would like to purchase the property, he's got the major chunk, alhamdulillah, so he's got 380,000 already with him. So that will be kind of around 64% to 64-36 split. So Al Fadl needs to contribute around just over 200,000 for that particular property. In terms of process, what has been done so far, so conveyancing is in progress. The purchase has been agreed. We've already done the valuation and the survey for the property. We've not received the results yet. The survey was done on the earlier this week, 4th of March. It was done. We expected the results to be next week. So based on that, we might be able to kind of renegotiate a bit in terms of the price. The company set up in the bank accounts. That's something which we are looking into at the moment. I've covered the figure that we would like to raise for that particular project. Yeah, another typo over here, Al Fadl 6. 210, that's what we would like to raise for that particular project. Expected rental, the exact values will be confirmed near the time. Once we get the access to the property, we can get somebody to come and have a look at it. Also some desktop valuations as well. But knowing that area, we expect it to be between 2,300 to 2,700. That kind of range is there. So I've just done an illustration based on a figure. So for example, if we agree on a rental of 2,400, for example, in that case, somebody invests 5,000, then they get around 61 pound a month, a quarter. And that contributes to around 4.88, just under 5% gross return on that. So that's Al Fadl 6. That's in Redbridge on main Eastern Avenue. And let's go to the second project, another one. We'll take questions towards the end, probably together for all of them. So the second project we have is Al Fadl 7. That's a project that's outside London. That's in Clacton-on-Sea. A brother, he's a local brother. He's based in Leytonstone. Because the prices are quite high over here, they were looking at properties outside London for their own self. And they found a property in Clacton-on-Sea. The property is a 3-bedroom property. We agreed on a sale price of 206,000. So alhamdulillah, prices are a bit better outside London. So they have agreed on a 206,000. That's the purchase price of the property. Alhamdulillah, they've got already 150,000, just roughly over there. We're looking into 70-30 split for the property. So Al Fadl needs to contribute around 65,000 for that particular project. So that's kind of some overall breakdown. Similar status over here.
Ready to New York.
Ask brothers to put themselves on mute, please. Okay. Okay. Yeah. For this project, the status is the offer has recently been accepted, I think a few weeks ago. So we are in the process of doing the searches. The conveyancing is in process. The survey has not been initiated yet, and the other process is yet to be there. But just it's kind of to introduce all the shareholders about the project that there's some investment which will be kind of is coming in the next kind of few weeks or so. Again, similar terminology, similar requirements. The minimum is 5,000. In this particular case, the overall investment is 65,000. So brothers can up from 5,000 onward, they can invest in the property. Most of our preference, as well as our experience, is that it's kind of better to have more shareholders for smaller value because that's easier for the individuals as well, and that's also easier in terms of the payback in case some of the shareholders would like to kind of get the money back due to their personal requirements. Alhamdulillah, there have been some big shareholders which we had to, they wanted the money. Alhamdulillah, we've been in all cases as per our policy that within a month or so we can kind of have alhamdulillah given back the amount which was required. But obviously those things need to be discussed when they come in. The expected rental for that area is around £1,000 over there. Obviously, exact value we'll know once we get the property, but we have a similar property, not in Clacton-on-Sea, but in Nottingham, had similar financials as well. That one, the final rental agreed was £1,050. That's Al Fadl 4 that we kind of summarized earlier. So similar, I think, for that and this one, similar, we're expecting similar returns, around just over 5%. Gross return per year for a 5,000 amount. We expect that we get just under £70, and that's the gross rental per quarter. Okay, and then the last project we have is at the moment Al Fadl 8. That is also another property in Redbridge. So as you know, kind of we are around the area, so most of the brothers are in this area. That's the property. A brother, he moved over out of London early, and he's moving back. So he's got a property in Seven Kings area. It's a bungalow estate, another 4-bedroom property, and the financials are here. So at the moment, they've agreed on a purchase price of 695,000. Which in total, if we include all of the stamp duty and everything, the total expected investment is 725,000, out of which the brother has 75%, so 545,000, because he's selling the property already in that process. And then Al Fadl needs to contribute around 180,000, so just under 200,000. We are in the process of doing the survey for the property. I think survey is booked in for next week around 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And then we'll go through the kind of renegotiation about the price, because that's one thing which we would like to see whether they can come down from the 695, which is agreed, to a bit more reasonable figure. The rental expectations for this area is, again, around, I would say, similar to the other 4 bedrooms, 2,300, 2,700, that range. Done the illustration based on 2,400 figure, but the exact figure will be decided once we actually get the keys and have an assessment. It's quite kind of, currently it's quite in pristine condition. Inside, I'm not sure whether you can see the figures, but we put the link for the properties in there in case any brother would like to kind of have a look at the properties themselves, or would like to even visit them at this stage or later on. We can have that arranged as well. Again, some figures, we just under 4% gross return on investment for that particular property. That's what we expect. Exact figures will be confirmed once we get the keys, inshallah. I think that's around it overall. I'll share this bit as well. So in case brothers are interested, then there are the processes. There are some online forms where you can go through the form and provide your details just at the registration of interest that yes, you're interested in Al Fadl project, and what kind of amount you would like to contribute towards or invest in these projects. So that way we can kind of add you to certain of our groups, and when we actually seek funding, then we can ask you to kind of provide some shareholder information and then actually go through that process. So that's about it. I just conclude over here. Any questions, and obviously we can entertain, inshallah.
Jazakallahu khaira. Okay, any question? Just you can unmute yourself. Let me get that sorted out. So you can unmute and then you can ask any question. Jazakallah. This presentation would be shared in the group as well so the people can listen to it at their own time and then decide about their plan, but also the links for the communication and also for to register the interest. Inshallah. And we're hoping to get them done relatively quickly because these projects are coming and then we want to get them out of the way so that more brothers can get, inshallah, halal way of securing their own places, inshallah. There's no question, inshallah. We just finish it here and then share this recording as well.
Yeah, inshallah.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليك السلام ورحمة